This is a guitar tutorial on Sly and the Family Stone. If you want me to stay, the album version, it's a little warped, so if you go to some of the performances, like on Soul Train and everything, you get more of an accurate tuning. Now, maybe it was done in, what is this, like B flat? Maybe it was done in B flat, but on a Soul Train or, you know, something on stage, basically, it seems to be an A, like A minor. Okay. So here is, if you want me to stay. I do have a loop back here playing, not playing, but I have one like recorded. So, but I'm gonna go with the notes first. All right, A minor. Now, I do think that some individuals share different versions of what they think is being played. Some people say that there are dominant sevenths being played throughout almost the whole chord progression, but I'm just gonna start. Okay, starting with A minor. Okay, some may play variations or variants of A minor seventh, A minor nine. I mean, I've heard different variations, like individuals playing different variations of that particular chord on that song. Okay, and this is the first chord. All right, now here's an A. I think you all know this. This is your fifth fret. Okay, the biggest string is the sixth string, the fat string. The way you play a minor chord is it's the shape where you're coming from that fifth fret, and on your 1, 2, 3, fourth string and fifth string, you're basically a whole step away from that fifth fret. So you're in your seventh fret. If I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you're on your fourth and fifth string in your seventh fret with your ring finger and your pinky, and you're barring at your fifth fret. I probably overly complicated that, and it sounds like this. Switch to the pickup. Now you may hear some people play a minor seventh, lifting that pinky, or a minor nine on that high E string in the seventh fret. You may hear that. That's the first chord. Now, you may hear some individuals just go down a whole step, down toward basically barring at your third fret and playing the same exact shape of a minor seventh chord or just a minor chord. Okay. That's actually, I know that's incorrect. There's a six somewhere in there. So this note right here, I know that's in there. So it sounds like this. Okay, so I don't think it's just, I do hear the in there in the song. Okay, and I've even heard like almost like a D11 with like a G in the bass, almost like this. Okay, but I'm just gonna put emphasis on the six. If you play like a minor six type chord, I mean, I wouldn't argue with you. Or if you played that D11 with the G in the bass, I wouldn't argue with that either. I mean, that's just me. I wouldn't argue. I'm not that stuck on theory personally. That's just me. But I don't know. I probably would like that better. All right, so I'm basically flattening the that 11 chord, that D11. It's just flattening on that D in the fifth fret, and I'm flattening my finger basically on the second, third, fourth, and fifth strings. But I'm playing the G, the low G in the third fret. and I would play either the G minor 6 or whatever that is. A G minor 6 is actually this. Okay, but Sly, he's playing the chords the notes so closely together. A lot of those notes you can't really play it in the same way all the time on guitar. So, hey, it could be, you could do a hammer on. I hope y'all can see that. Okay. Assuming that we know what a minor chord is, but that 6, the way that we get that 6 is basically, if I were to count from the root, I'm basically counting where the notes land. Okay. If I were to count like a sort of like a G, what is that? Like a G Dorian. 1, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where that 6 lands. So if I were to find the octave of that, that's where that is. Okay, so if I put that in that chord, in that minor chord, that's what makes it a 6. But you can, make the minor 7th, ring that, let that ring out. Or, okay, so that's that. The next chord is, if I'm thinking about it correctly, is a C dominant 7. Now, some people use a dominant 7, a 7th chord, or like a 9 chord in that. So a dominant 7. I play a few different ways. So you could play a C major, and that is basically you're sort of barring at the 3rd fret, but you're barring from the C, and that's your 5th string in your 3rd fret. That's where your C is. Take your pinky, you bar those 3 strings from your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings in your 5th fret. Okay, but we know that's a C major. You can play that, but it's not gonna give the to the song. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna sound very plain. So the way that you find the dominant 7th is, I'm pretty sure you're familiar, but let's count it, and let's count it in the. Even though this is the, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 3 within, I guess, the relative minor of that particular key. But let's just look at the C major chord. No particular degree, but the C major chord in itself. Let's play a C major scale. So in a C major scale, when you count from that 1, that C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to 1. Okay, that 7 falls right here, but dominant 7th is actually a flatted 7th. So, okay, so the way you change that major chord to a dominant 7th is you flat that 7th. You don't really call it a flatted 7th necessarily. You just call it a dominant 7th. So, so the way that chord looks is C, which is on your 5th string in your 3rd fret, and on your 4th string, 1, 2, 3, 4, in your 5th fret, you're playing that G. And on your 2nd string in your 5th fret as well, okay, you're playing that E. So since you're playing that E, you may as well just bar the rest of it. So bar at your 3rd fret from that 5th string on down, and you're gonna put your fingers on that G right here, and on the E right here in the 5th fret. All right. So the way that the chord sounds so far is like this. Okay. Or if we were to use that other chord, that other 2nd chord, it would sound like this. I'm not debating on which one is right. All right. The next chord is actually a, it's an F, like sort of like an F6. Like they're playing 6 chords, like 6 chords and dominant 7th chords and minor chords in this song, which is actually, it sounds pretty nice. So anyhow, this F6, which that's what I think it is. I think it's an F6 chord. It looks like a B flat major 7th chord. Sort of a shape like that. It's kind of hard. But we're not going to play the B flat. All right, so you're going to play. So those are the notes. The notes. So let me tell you what those are. Your index finger is basically going, and you can bar it, but just don't play the B flat up here, or you can just, you know, fret every single one with your fingertips. Your index finger is in the 1st fret on your E string on your 1st string, pinky in the 3rd fret on your 2nd string, middle finger is on your 3rd, on your 2nd fret on your 3rd string, and your ring finger is in the 3rd fret on your 4th string, and it sounds like this. Well, all right. And the last chord, I hope I'm not forgetting anything, is sort of a do-do-do-do. It's like an E. I don't know what kind of chord that is, but that's just what I heard. So the chord is, it's an E in the root. It's an octave from that lower E. All right, so it's the E that is in the 2nd fret on your 4th string. All right, and you're going to play a 3rd, which is your 3rd string up in your 1st fret, and then you're going to put your pinky in the 3rd fret of your 2nd string, and the high E string is going to be open, so it's going to sound like this. All right, so, you know, anything else in between, play what you want to play. Not play what you want to play, but. So the root should sound like this. A, G, C, then F, E. Some may play like a, what's that, like an A flat or like a G sharp, like like a diminished G sharp or a diminished A flat. Something like that, leading back up to the A. So or I don't like that one as much. The E major with the A flat in the bass. Not for that song. So anyhow, those are the chords. But the bass line is A, G, 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 C, 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 F, 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 E, 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 E. And then it does like maybe like a chromatic walk from the G to the A. Or you can go from the B chromatic walk to the A. So chromatic walk to the G, then D, C. Then you can go E, F. So that's what the bass line does. So the melody is if you want me to stay, that's how that goes, right? So those notes are. So we're gonna go from this G. I didn't really study this like that before recording this video, so I'm just kind of doing it by ear. So this is a G. So it's going from that G to A. if you. So G to A. So the G is your 4th string up, okay, in your 5th fret. The A is your 7th fret on that 4th string. So you're hammering on. So it's like a pentatonic type, vibe in the vocal line, okay? And then so you're going from that G A to that C. So the vocals kind of hover around those notes. All right. So what are the other notes? Da 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 da. Something like that, right? So G A C. Then it goes. Let's see, how can I explain this? Then it goes to the D, but it kind of bends that. He kind of bends his voice. So you could say it's a D, but kind of do something funky with that. So these are octaves. So it's going D, or maybe you could say D to E. It's going to that C. And then it's going to this A, to this G and this A. So a lot of the lines of the song, the notes are actually hovering around G A C E, G A C D, and E. So you can play with that. And of course, there's a lot more he's doing with his voice, but I'm giving you the main notes. You can bend this D. If we know our octaves, that box, that G A. So G A C D E, G A C D E, G A C is doing the same thing, and he kind of stays in that arena. He stays in that wave during the song, but he plays with it, So I'm gonna kind of play these in this track that I have. I'm gonna play it. So here it is. Hopefully y'all can hear me. So here are the notes. So y'all get the gist, right? I'm trying to do this in one take. I think it's working. But so let me put an effect on it to just make it a little, oh, it won't reverb. I hope it's not I hope the sweep isn't too piercing, but I'm gonna just try to do it. I'm trying to do it in one take, basically. Start it back at the top.